Welcome here to Palm Springs Stadium for the PSCL. Today we have the Coyotes taking on the Bombers. I'm Ethan Oliveras, joined by Luke Dreyer. And Luke, here today, we're going to have Coyotes coming in at 5-12. They already clinched the playoff, but coming in just on seeding-wise, it's either going to be the 7th or 8th spot. And you have the Bombers just 2.5 games back of the Lumberjacks, sitting at second place.
No, unfortunately, the Bombers at this point can't catch the Lumberjacks anymore with only 2 games remaining for most of these teams. But they are still fighting to secure that second seed as Carter Upmeyer will ground out to short. But, you know, these are still tune-up games. You never want to lose right before the playoffs. That's a bad precedent. You can ask my UCLA Bruins how that worked out. And, yeah, they're both these teams just coming in looking for wins. Coyotes looking to up their seed a little bit. Some of those teams down at the bottom are pretty close.
Yeah, definitely so. And the Bombers, you mentioned, trying to get things rolling on the way there. Their last 10 games, they're 10-0, so trying to continue that win streak and keep things rolling. The playoffs will start on Sunday, June 5th. On Friday night here at Palm Springs Stadium at 6 p.m., it's going to be the PSCL All-Stars taking on the Palm Springs Power. So we may see a couple of these guys on Saturday night as McGowan lines out to the left fielder for hour number 2.
Yeah, we were talking about that 4th of July game all this week. That is the big game out here this summer. PSCL All-Stars coming in, taking on our Palm Springs Power in a game that really puts the Power as the villains in this story. Everybody always wants the PSCL All-Stars to pull off the upset. They haven't been able to do it recently, but they have gotten very close. Yeah,
the last 2 years, it was the Palm Springs Power coming behind late in the game to win those ball games. So they've definitely been tight ball games in the past.
I believe Casey Dill likes to call it a cage match similar to the WWE. That one drops in for a strike, count moves to 0-2. But some of these All-Star players play, or these PSC All-Star players get called up to the Power. They have that experience, so it'll be interesting to see how they can put that team together.
I think the biggest player that we'll be looking out for is Tyler Crawford, he's going to be in the game, but we don't know who he's exactly playing with, whether he could be suiting up for both squads. You never know. Let's make something up here. I brought it up to our colleague Stephen Buxton the other day. Can we see him pitch with both teams? That'd be pretty exciting, but he said no, can't make up rules, even though, it's the 4th of July. Let's just make up rules. All-Star game.
I would love to see him pitch for the PSCL All-Stars personally. That one lined to second.
So that's a nice 1-2-3 inning for Avalos, as the Coyotes will go to the bottom half to try to produce a run. Back here in the bottom half of the first inning at Palm Springs Stadium, leading off for the Coyotes going to be number 15, Jacob Ginn, as the designated hitter. There's strike number 1 from the starting pitcher, Ryder Tweedy. It's going to be a bullpen type of day for the Bombers. You got Tweedy, Martinez, Eldridge, McGowan, Ayers, and Sale. So Tweedy, the only man scheduled to throw more than 1 inning. That's a leadoff base hit from Ginn to get the Coyotes started here in this one.
Yeah, a lot of relief pitchers today for the Bombers, but a lot of familiar names on there. We've seen Eldridge quite a few times. We've seen Sale quite a few times. So definitely not strangers to some of these relief pitchers, but we will see a lot of them today as the Bombers try and rest up their lineup for the playoffs to come. Try and get those pitchers back into a fresh spot. You never want to go in tired.
So now it brings up Logan Wonko.
But I do have a question regarding the lineup here. You're 10-0 in your last 10 games. Do you want to start changing up your game plan going into the playoffs? Because it seems to have worked recently. I don't know if I would want to change things up. I think I would want to just keep these pitchers in their normal rotation. Maybe they have been throwing bullpen games this season. I'm not too privy to that. I think they've mostly been throwing starters out there, but I don't know if the changeup, maybe just try and get them fresh again as Wonka goes down on strikes. But I think it's an interesting move from the Bombers here.
Yeah, I think it's a thing that you mentioned it. I think they're trying to, just save the guys, get ready for Saturday, make sure every arm is fresh. And like I said, they're going through at least 5 or 6 pitchers in this ball game. So everyone's getting a little touch and feel, I guess you could say, today. And then maybe a full go from playoffs out, because playoffs is going to be Sunday, Monday, championship Tuesday. So there is no breaks when sometimes, they usually get a day in between a break. So, I mean, there is definitely that you could make a case that, let's just keep the normal rotation. But also, too, with the playoffs coming up, they're in consecutive days. They need as much pitching as possible. Because you never know, too. What if you just go into absolute back-and-forth slugfest type of game and you're just rolling through pitchers back and forth, and you go out and win that game? You still want to be fresh for the next game as well.
Well, the PSCL is no stranger to high-scoring games,
exactly.
That's for sure. So definitely have to take that into consideration. But I think you get a day off on Saturday for some of these guys. A few of them will be playing in that All-Star game. But I don't know. I think that it is definitely – we will definitely have to wait and see how it turns out for these Bombers with the streak they've been on. If their bats can stay hot, I'm not sure it'll matter too much. But it will be interesting to see how these pitchers come out next week.
That's back-to-back Ks now for Tweedy after giving up the leadoff single to Ginn. Bring up the number 4 man in the lineup, the right fielder Dallas Sierra.
One thing I'm liking from Tweedy early is he's locating that slider for strikes. Pitchers that can do that often have more success against these PSCL hitters when you can throw something other than a fastball.
See the fastball right there as Sierra was way behind that one.
Maybe expecting that slider, but hard to catch up with 83 when you're expecting 72.
Tweedy now, this is his 6th appearance, just his 4th game started. He's pitched 14 2/3 innings, giving up 12 earned runs, 12 Ks on 9 walks.
So he definitely has the capability of striking these guys out. We've already seen that, but might be struggling with some location issues. Although he has been locating very well to start this game, which is good to see.
See right there again, maybe a little hit and run action. Ginn was taken off for second. Siricon fouls it straight back. So it's now 0-2. Excuse me, 1-2 count now. As that's 3 Ks in a row from Tweedy after giving up a leadoff single to Ginn. So a nice ending there from both sides as we head to the top 2.
weird pitch. I think that was like change up that just like slipped.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
So we're back here in the top half of the second, leading off for the Bombers. It's going to be Owen Hill in the cleanup spot as Avalos had a nice 1-2-3 inning back in the first.
All right, we mentioned the 4th of July game coming up. Mr. Oliveris, you have told us multiple times about your family's big 4th of July parties that you will be unfortunately missing this year. Take us through what some of those look like, because they sound like an absolute blast.
Oh, it is a blast. You show up. It depends if you help set it up. But let's just say you show up 1 p.m., right? That's like start of your day. As Avilos strikes out Hill for his first strikeout of the day. But show up about 12 or 1, you get there, right? Usually food's still getting cooked, things like that. You help set up, like the host, if they need it. Then, let's just, break it down what's there. Cornhole. Devil dogs come in. They bring palomas, micheladas. They make them fresh right there in the back of their truck for you. There's about probably 4 TVs there in the garage, backyard, music speakers everywhere. You also got a big jumper/water slide that goes into a pool. And I mentioned the cornhole. Run a cornhole tournament, usually about $10 a person. Oh, it's full of festivities. That's like the day in the life. And then nighttime, obviously, getting fireworks going at night. I'm missing out. This year.
Sounds like you're missing out on a lot. Count 1-1 here. That one high.
But we're going to have some fireworks here as well, as we mentioned, 4th of July here. After the game concludes, we'll have the fireworks going. We'll shut off all the lights here at the stadium where everyone can watch and go on the field if you're in attendance to watch the post-game fireworks.
Tickets are just $10, so definitely worth to come see. You get fireworks with a baseball game, and it should be a great baseball game if it's anything like the one we've had the past 2 years. So very much worth it to come out and see if you're in town.
There's back-to-back Ks now for Avalos. I really like what Avalos is working. He's definitely working quick, and he's pitching to contact. And right now, I know it's early in this one, but Bombers, no answer. So there's another first pitch strike from Avalos.
Yeah, I was on the broadcast with Jack Glennon yesterday, and we were talking about how a lot of these PSCL pitchers have started warming up as the season has gone on here. Gets another swing and miss off that slider. But I think that coming into a new stadium, playing in a new atmosphere can be a little rattling at first. We saw a lot of walks the first week, a lot of hit by pitches. And in the last week of this season here, the pitchers have really just dialed in and not given the hitters anything to work with. We had a no-hitter through 6 1/3 yesterday from Gael Martinez of the Chill, and Avalos is still yet to allow a base runner in this one.
You were on the call, like you mentioned, for that 6 1/3 no hits. I gotta ask, did anybody jinx that one?
You know, I may or may not
Oh,
have
there was
jinxed
an announcer
it,
jinx.
but I will say I mentioned it in the 4th inning. Gets a punch out there, strikes out the side. How about work from Avalos in that inning? And we will be back for the bottom of the 2nd.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts. For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection, in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple.
Bottom half of the 2nd now, leading off for the Yotes. Number 5, Jaden Mizokami. Tweedy had a nice first inning as well. He didn't strike out the side because he gave off that leadoff hit, but after that, he struck out Wonko, Avilos, and Siricon. So looking to make it 4 in a row now, dating back to last inning.
Yep, so we're not going to see a no-hitter today from Riker Tweedy like we almost did from Gael Martinez. But yeah, talking about that no-hitter, I do have to admit I may have announcer cursed him. That one drops in for strike number 2. But I mentioned it in the 4th inning. We started talking about it a little bit after that, and he went strong through 6 1/3, and then that one, strike number 3, swinging, gets him on the changeup. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the game already for Riker Tweedy.
That's now going to be up to 4 there. That's now 4 in a row, too.
4 strikeouts in a row?
4 strikeouts in a row. He punched out Wonko, Avalos, Siricon, and then that was the end of the 1st. And now here to start the 2nd, he strikes out Mizokami.
Oh, both of these pitchers showing their strikeout stuff today. Another swing and miss there. This time it's Henry Lomax up the bat.
Well, we did mention, though, Luke, earlier that, I mean, despite Tweedy having this stellar start so far, that this is expected on the scheduled lineup to be his last inning of work.
Yeah, you might have to pivot, though, if you're the Bombers coach here. He has been absolutely dealing through 2 here. I don't know if I would want to take him out.
You kind of like the pace of the way these pitchers are pitching. Well, throw ball, catch ball, get on mound, and we're right back to it.
Yeah, both these pitchers working quickly, stay in their zone. They're pitching well. No reason to come out of it.
As there will end the strikeout streak as that got Lomax in the arm on a 2-strike count.
Wonder if that one just slipped out of the hand a little bit. Didn't quite get all of it. Left it high and inside, and Lomax will take it off the arm.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball pitch that Tweedy was trying to go to. Never really broke. Brings up Caden Raymond, batting .280 on the season, but OPS over 1,000 with 9 ribbies.
Hard contact when he puts it in play. He takes some walks. He's got a good eye. We usually see him higher up in the order, but batting 7th here today, matching the number on the back of the jersey. We'll see if he can do anything with Lomax on first.
Big hack there. Count even now 1-1. Yeah, Raymond, you mentioned the walks. He has 12 walks on 9 strikeouts. He's usually, as a hitter, if you're walking more than striking out, pretty successful.
Definitely something you like to see out of a batter. And we mentioned that this might be the last inning of work possibly for Riker Tweedy. And if we look down to the Bombers bullpen, there is somebody warming up. There is also somebody warming up in the Coyotes bullpen. So even though Avalos has not a lot of base runner yet, they still have somebody warming up. It is always good to be prepared, but you never want to get in the back of your pitcher's mind. That one lined out to left field. But I honestly wouldn't like to see that if I was a pitcher going strong through 2. I wouldn't want to get pulled from this game right now.
Even if it was already scheduled?
Even if it was already scheduled. I think that, you know, you might have expectations coming in, but perfect through 2, I don't see a reason to pull him yet. I know you want to get all your guys fresh, but I think you got to let him allow a base runner before you pull him.
Well, is that one going to get by the catcher, Hill? So Lomax will go up to second. So now there is a runner in scoring position now for the Coyotes.
I think some of these breaking balls are just slipping out of the hand of Riker Tweedy here. A little bit erratic on some of these pitches, but fastball's been good. Slider's been good. He's been locating it. We'll see if he can start putting it back in the zone here and get more swings and misses.
See if Carbajal can find some green grass out here and bring Lomax across with 2 outs. Awkward swing there from Carbajal. And Luke, we kind of seen this a lot now, even at the pro level. We see a lot of openers now for starters. Do you kind of like that, or what's your take on it?
I think it depends on the pitcher that's on the mound. I think if you got a guy that's used to starting, that I wouldn't personally want an opener for him. But, you know, if you got a guy that might normally serve as a long reliever, not used to coming in as a starter, I could see an opener being a good idea. Get him in the normal mindset of coming in after a guy. Maybe you have runners on. Maybe you have an inning on the or a run on the board already. So keep him in familiar territory. But if you have a guy that's used to starting games, I don't know if I like that move, because if they come in 1-0 or if they come in with a different lineup spot than they're used to, it might throw them off just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like you mentioned, we usually do see it. Like the normal starters won't get an opener, but it may be a guy that is a hybrid type pitcher who can be starter and also reliever, or guys that are struggling is really when we see it. Is, okay, maybe let's try to give him an opener first because he's struggling the 3rd or 4th time through the lineup.
I definitely see it being useful there, but I think the move that I like more is moving him into a relief role. I think that we've seen that be successful for certain teams. I know that personally for my Dodgers, we saw Sasaki really struggle with a starter last year, got moved into the bullpen and was absolutely dominant as a closer in the playoffs. And now he's been moved back to a starting role, and he's really struggled to start off the year. So I think that move to the bullpen just makes sense for some guys, but it'll be interesting to see how it gets used here in the PSCL, especially with the playoffs coming up. Some of these starters will move into relief roles with only 3 games in the playoffs.
So that was a 2-out walk there to Carbajal, so it's 1st and 2nd with 1 down, and brings up Landon Baker. Baker coming in batting .276, OPS of .819. Another guy who walks more than these strikeouts. 13 walks on 7 strikeouts. Has yet to have an extra base hit this season. This one fouled off towards the right side. So despite 2 runners on now against Tweedy, the Coyotes have yet to pick up their first hit of the ballgame. Both runners reached by hit by pitch and a walk. Comes the 0-2 now. And that one hits Baker. So now the bases will be full here with 2 outs.
That breaking ball again, I think it's just slipping out of the hand right now for Tweedy. Just keeps missing it inside. These righties are going to take it off the leg, and coming in at 75, not going to sting too bad. So they'll definitely take the free base, especially to load the bases up here for Robert Gallardo.
Gerardo now 7 ribbies on the season, has a chance to knock in a pair and give his team an early lead here in the bottom half of the second. It's quickly 0-1. Out outside now, count even.
This is a big spot for Riker Tweedy. If you can get out of this inning, might carry a little momentum for your offense into the top of the third, but got to be thinking some sort of out here. You got to play at any base, get something in play. That slider is working well when he locates it. He's getting a lot of swings and misses off it.
Yeah, we're seeing when the ball doesn't slip and actually hit the guy, that when it has its normal cut, starts right in the middle of play and then just absolutely dies in the dirt. 1-2 now, doesn't get the chase there. Counts even, bases full, and deuces are wild. There comes the 2-2. And he gets Colorado to swing and miss. So Tweedy loads the bases but leaves the runner stranded and keeps this game scoreless as we head to the top half of the third. So despite Javier Avilos being perfect through 2, that will be the end of his day. So he'll finish with 2 innings pitched, 3 Ks, no hits, no walks, no runs. And replacing him is going to be number 15, Jacob Ginn. As this first pitch is skied, it's going to stay in play, have a chance here for Raymond to complete the out, and he does. Again, coming in, this is his 6th appearance on the season. Has pitched 17 games. Or excuse me, 17 innings. ERA of 9.53. There's strike 1 now on Gordon. So maybe that's what that was too. Also giving Ginn a nice opener, nice 2 innings of work. And see if he could come in and finish it the rest of the way for the next 4.
Always nice when your opener doesn't allow a base runner. Get this lineup nice and cold for you to come in and try and figure something out. Hasn't had the greatest stuff so far this season, but if he can figure it out before the playoffs, Coyotes would be adding a huge arm in the bullpen.
And there indeed goes the perfect game from the 1-out single from Gordon here in the top half of the third.
Just hit back hard up the middle. 89 off the bat. This lineup does have the potential to hit some bombs. We've seen the Bombers be named quite adequately for this season. Their offense has been absolutely lethal. I think only behind the Lumberjacks is the only team that's maybe had a better offense this season.
And it brings up Avery Humphrey, who's a double play candidate if Ginn can get him to roll this one over on the ground.
Humphrey's got some good speed, so it would be a tough play, but he also does make pretty hard contact, so anything on the ground here is always a double play candidate. Gordon taking a healthy lead over at first.
Strike two at the bottom of the knees there.
Down 1-2, he's going to have to find something here. Choke up on that bat and take a solid swing.
And there is a swing. This is in shallow left, but center fielder Baker coming on for out number 2. Baker had a, I should say, for out number 2, but we know the center fielder is in all of control of his outfielder, same way that the shortstop is in control of the infield. Brings up the number 10 man in the lineup, number 7.
Let this lineup roll over to the top of the order. Always.
And you mentioned the Bombers being able to score some runs. They indeed are second in the league in total runs scored. 152 is their total.
Anything can happen when you just play.
Go into the playoffs in second place, but you're the one team that's beat the top seed. So as long as you can roll, you kind of think you're going to find the Jacks again in the playoffs or the championship, depending how seeding works out.
On base. A little bit of struggles for Riley Martinez here. Got to be thinking about double play in this scenario. Take the 2 outs, maybe give up a run, but got to find a way out of this inning to try and limit the damage. Never want to give up a big inning when you come in, but this is the danger of a bullpen game. All it takes is one guy to maybe not have it on that.
Bombers bullpen, Martinez scheduled to go 1 inning, but with a little bit of traffic here, nobody.
See him in what feels like almost every game. He had some good stuff yesterday. See if he has it today. Might have to come in and help his teammate get out of this inning.
It's now a 2-1 count on Siricon. Siricon on the season coming in just batting 192. Does have 5 RBIs. Be his biggest hit of the season here. That one catches the outside corner now, 2-2.
This would be a huge strikeout if Riley Martinez can find one pitch here.
That one way outside. Now count's going to be full and nowhere to put him on.
No, as far outside as that ball was, I'm not opposed to it. I honestly like the spot. You just caught the fastball on the outside corner. Throw that slider away, and you never know. You might get one of these guys to take a swing at it. But 3-2 count here, nowhere to put him. You got to throw something in the zone.
And it will be right down the middle as Siricon swings through it there for strike 3.
Riley Martinez dialing it up to 83, fastest pitch of the game there in a big spot. You love to see it from him. And now double play gets you out of this inning, so probably going to be throwing it low in the zone, give him a couple breaking balls, see if you can get him to roll over. Possibly get out of here with no damage, which would be absolutely amazing for these Bombers.
It is Mizukami coming up. Maybe a little safety squeeze there. We saw Mizukami start with a bunt and pull back.
Definitely an interesting move with the bases loaded. They do have the force out at home, so you'd have to put that up the line, and that runner would have to be in motion for that to work.
This time not squaring up to bunt, as it's now 2-0 on Mizukami.
Martinez falling behind in these counts early. You'd like to see him throw a couple more early strikes and maybe try and work ahead, because it is always hard to battle back, especially down 2-0 here.
It's now 3-0 as that one missed.
Again, nowhere to put him. Need a strike here.
Martinez dials back in, strike one.
Dialed up the velocity here. Now sitting 83. Before he was sitting 80 and 81. So maybe a little adrenaline going on the mound here. Throwing a little harder. But if it goes in the zone, you'll always take that extra mile an hour.
And this one lined to shortstop. Could be a double play ball. There's one on the first. Double play. Martinez loads the bases with no outs. Gets the strikeout on Siricon and gets Mizukami to ground into a 6-4-3 double play to keep this game scoreless. We'll be right back after this break. Top of the fourth here at Palm Springs Stadium. Ethan Oliveras joined by Luke Dreyer. Still a scoreless ball game here. Just a total of 3 hits from both sides here. We've seen a nice pitcher's duel, you could say, but it's been literally pitchers duel as we've seen 2 relievers come in. Or excuse me, 1 reliever on each side. So we've seen a total of 4 pitchers already in this ball game.
And it looks like we're going to see a 5th in the bottom of the 4th. Nate Eldred's still warming up between the innings. Have to imagine he's coming out. So likely going to see another new guy.
That was great work there from Martinez in the bottom half of the third. The first 3 men he faced there in the third all reached. Then was able to dial back in, get the strikeout on Siricon. Falls behind 3-0 in the count against Mizukami. Gets it into a 3-1 count. Fastball in on the hands. 6-4-3 double play. And this is going to be a base hit down the third base line. Upmeyer digging for second as it rolls all the way to the bullpen down the left field line. And early here in the 4th, Bombers have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Upmeyer just does a good job pulling the hands in there. Fastball down and in. Just pulls them in, rips it up the line, and that one will be an easy 2-bagger for Carter Upmeyer. But going back to last inning, Riley Martinez, like you said, bases loaded, no outs. At that point, you are just trying to find an out. It doesn't matter if a run comes across. You just need an out. He finds it in the strikeout to keep no runners from coming across. And then dials up the textbook 6-4-3 double play to end the inning with no runs. I mean, you could not ask for a better end of that inning for Riley Martinez.
It's going to be Jace McGowan now up to the dish as he squared the bunt there, but he pulls back.
A little bit of small ball coming in from this team, from both of these teams here. Squared the bunt twice. Haven't seen one laid down yet.
Did he go? Home plate umpire says yes, he did. It's now 1-1. And this is usually the spot where the Bombers lineup does most of their damage, is the top half with the leadoff man, Upmeyer, McGowan, Ayers, Hill. That 1 through 4 has been on fire this season. And Upmeyer bluffs the steal there.
Yeah, like you mentioned, these Bombers, second most runs in the PSCL. A lot of them coming from this top half of the lineup. So, got to be finding creative ways to get outs here. Jacob Ginn going to be looking for something.
He gets back in the count there with the fastball on the inside corner now, 2-2. If you're McGowan here, the lefty, you got man on second. You're just trying to pull this ball and get it to the right side. We already tried to see him square up to bunt early in the count, but ended up pulling back. Hasn't tried since, but any way to pull this ball to the right side, move the runner over.
Yep, Coyotes doing the smart thing. They have their shortstop shifted over, covering that runner at second. So even though you want to pull it to the right side here to advance the runner, there is almost nobody in between the gap of second and third.
And Ginn gets McGowan to fan on it for out number 1. You can maybe see what McGowan's trying to do. He's trying to get out way out in front of that one. And like I said, pull it to the right side. But Ginn elevates that pitch, and McGowan can't get a piece of it.
I think that obviously coming up, you're trying to advance that runner, but another lefty here. Like I mentioned, there is almost nobody in that gap between second and third. So even though you want to pull it up the right side here, I think if you look at that gap as a lefty, you almost want to sit back and just try and punch something right through there. Anything on the ground is probably going to get into that outfield and score that runner. So might have to change up your normal approach here and just try and punch something through that gap.
Well, and as a lefty-lefty matchup, if you're a hitter at the plate, you got to sit in that box for as long as possible, see the ball as deep as possible. And like you said, you see that ball deep, you can punch it through the left side.
That would have been the pitch to do it. Slider away. If you can sit back and just take a late swing on it, you can probably get something through there. But these hitters obviously looking to pull the ball.
And indeed, this one's sinking down the left field line. It will be just foul.
Again, I don't want to say he gets away with one there. It was a good pitch, weak contact, but maybe a little unlucky from both sides. Ginn almost giving up the hit, and then that one not quite falling fair for the Bombers, but now down 0-2 in the count. Braden Ayers just trying to put something in play here. Don't want to give him another strikeout. That would be just about worst case scenario for the Bombers.
They'll try to maybe pick off Upmeyer there, but won't get a throw. Upmeyer's definitely kept Ginn on his toes. He's been keeping an eye on him over there. Big jump there, and he'll go to take the bag. Is Upmeyer with no throw.
He got about as perfect of a jump as you could get there. He was halfway to second as that ball was getting thrown. No chance for the catcher to make a throw down there. So now anything on the ground or anything in the outfield, probably going to score a run here. You see those corner infielders shifted in to try and keep that runner from scoring.
I'm surprised if we're not going full infield in here. 3-2. This one in the air. Will it stay in play? Giving it a chase is the catcher, Raymond, but it will reach the seats. I don't know if I'm on the Coyotes and your top 4, it's 0-0. Runs are coming hard to come by. I would go with the infield in here.
Yeah, I think they might just be trying to take the out anyway. One run is not the end of the world, although they have been hard to come by.
And there it is right there. Left on left matchup. Like we mentioned, Hill trying to punch it towards that left side, and he indeed does for an RBI single there. Bombers get the first lead of the game. It's 1-0.
Just a great ball. Just a great job sitting back on that ball, driving it the other way. And now going to be a mound visit coming in for Jacob Ginn.
And how important was, now looking back at it, that steal of third base there from Upmeyer, because if he's at second, it's either you get the windmill on, it's going to be a play at the plate, or you're going to get the stop sign and stay put at third.
I think they probably end up sending him there, kind of a soft grounder through the left side. Don't know if the left fielder would have had a play on it. He would have had to make a tremendous throw from out there, but make it way easier for yourself. Steal third, jog into home on the ground ball, and now up 1-0 with no runs coming yet for the Coyotes. Bombers have a chance to do some more damage with Owen Hill up to the plate. A favorable righty-lefty matchup.
Hill 0 for 1 with a K. First pitch, low and away. Ayers on the season has 5 stolen bags, has yet to get caught stealing. We'll see if he's on the move here. Big hack there from Hill.
Always got to be thinking about the steal here. Try and take off that double play. Hill, decent speed, but not the fastest, so double play definitely in order here.
This is hit out to right field, coming on, and it's going to be off the glove of Siricon. As that ball was sinking fast. Excuse me, that's Saffer out there in right field. Coming on, trying to make the sliding grab. Looked like he had a beat on it, but just hit off the glove.
Hits the glove, so it will go down as an error there. The first of the ball game, and what has been a pretty clean game so far. Now with runners back on first and second, Ginn gonna have to dig deep and find something to get out of this inning without allowing another run.
Yeah, you don't want to have this snowball effect type inning here if you're Ginn. As you kind of see where things may be starting to head here. It is indeed just a one-run ball game. But I mentioned runs have been hard to come across in this ball game. Especially in tight games like this, even one run just feels so huge. And then if you start stacking on 2 or 3, then it just feels like a shot in the heart.
And in these close games, momentum is a huge thing. Bombers feel like they got it right now after getting out of that inning last inning and now coming up, putting a run on the board. So Coyotes need to find a way to turn the tides here. Maybe a double play will do it.
This one hit out to center field. Baker's underneath it. There will be no tag. Nice job by Ginn to settle back in to collect out number 2.
Yep, now with 2 outs, just looking for one more. Probably try and get something on the ground or just a little fly ball to the outfield. Just don't want hard contact here. And Lucas Sale been struggling at the plate recently. See if he can turn something around or if Ginn can find a way to get out of this inning.
Sale also 0 for 1 with the K in this ball game. Dotted on the outside corner for strike 2.
That is a pitch I would like to see more from Jacob Ginn. That outside slider, if you can locate it to these righties, it is almost impossible to pull the trigger at. You are watching what looks to be a ball the entire way until it clips the outside corner.
This one hit right at first base for out number 3. The Bombers do scratch a run here in the 4th as they take a 1-0 lead. Coyotes will look to tie or take the lead here in the bottom half. Bottom half of the fourth now. Coyotes looking to match or double the Bombers' 1-0 lead here. It's Henry Lomax leading off, and we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Bombers, Nate Eldridge.
Coyotes going to need a crooked number here to take the lead, so we're looking for something from the bottom of this lineup.
That one hit hard out to center field, just right at Webster. 2 pitches, 1 out for Eldridge.
Lomax getting a little unlucky there. 85 off the bat. Pretty solid piece of hitting, just unfortunately right at the center fielder.
So brings up Caden Raymond now, who lined out to left field in his first AB. Eldridge, this is his 13th appearance. Has 11 innings, 14 earned runs, 19 walks on 14 Ks. So a big thing with Eldridge is trying to keep those walks to a minimum.
Yeah, I think a lot of that came in his first 2 or 3 appearances, though. As of late, he's been pretty solid. Just, I think, really struggled week 1, but since then has really been dialed in as a relief pitcher. That one is absolutely hammered foul. 93 off the bat, but right into the batting cages for the power on that first base, or on that third base line, excuse me.
As Eldridge's last appearance was on June 29th, where he pitched one inning of work. He gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs to the Bootleggers. This count is now full now to Raymond.
Curveball's got some good movement on it, just hasn't found the zone yet. Goes back to the fastball there, gets a foul ball. See what he opts to go for here with the count full and an out on the scoreboard. Don't want to let these Coyotes get anything going with only a 1-run lead.
And Bombers pitching staff, despite a scoreless game so far, as that's ball 4 to Raymond. I was just about to say, I've given up 5 free passes. Now you can make that 6.
That curveball drops below the zone. Almost gets the swing. Not quite, though. Caden Raymond will take the courtesy runner, as he is the catcher for the Coyotes. Now with the runner aboard, Eldridge working out of the stretch. See what he can muster up here and try and preserve this lead for this team.
That pinch runner coming in to run for Raymond is going to be number 8, Riley Thomas. Well, Bombers already have a double play turned. They had that one last inning in the bottom half of the third. And looking to roll another one here.
Eldridge having a little bit of trouble locating early in this inning. See if he can find something here and try and preserve this lead, not give up another base runner.
Carball ahead in the count 2-0 has had one plate appearance where he reached via the walk.
Like you mentioned, couple of free passes despite only 2 hits for the Coyotes. They've had quite a few more base runners than that. Loaded the bases last inning, couldn't get anything across. They're looking to find some sort of offense here and pull this game back and try and get a win.
It is now 3-0 count now to Carbajal. Eldridge trying to find a way to come back into this count. Don't want to walk back-to-back hitters. That one outside for strike 1.
Finds the outer corner with that fastball. See if he can do it again here. Gonna need something. 3 balls. Don't want to give another runner up.
Outside for ball 4, so indeed will be back-to-back walks for Eldridge. And yet again, Coyotes are set up for shop. Let's see if they can finally break through here in the 4th.
So I believe this is their 3rd inning with multiple base runners now. At some point, you got to think they're going to do some damage, even though they haven't yet. But Coyotes flirting with a run, Bombers playing with fire. At some point, they might get burned.
Yep, Coyotes have had bases loaded in back-to-back innings. Had it in the 2nd, had it last inning in the 3rd, and now one more base runner away from having it 3 in a row.
And Eldridge keeps missing that fastball high and outside. That one finds the zone. Still high and outside, but gets the corner. So just letting that ball go a tiny bit too early, not getting all the way across. See if he can make the adjustment. Start hitting that outside with that fastball.
It's Cardo on deck, and then it will be the top of the lineup for the Coyotes. So if you're Eldridge here, you just need 2 outs to get out of the inning, and you'd like to get the 9 and 10 hitters out here, not trying to bring up the top of the lineup with runners on the base pass.
Yeah, Baker and Gallardo both have good speed. It's going to be tough to double them up, but that is what you'd like to see if you are Nate Eldridge here. But before you see that, gonna need to see a strike. Another 3-ball count here. And the Bombers still do not have anybody warning up in the pen, so Eldridge will have to face this alone and get out of this inning.
Baker on the 3-1. If you're going to swing, it's got to be the best pitch. And he'll decide to take that one. Count now full.
Big pitch here from Eldridge. Strike away from 2 outs, ball away from loading the bases. This is probably the most pivotal pitch of this game so far.
Comes to 3-2. This one lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. They'll have to hold the runner Thomas at third, so it'll be station to station. Like we just brought up, 3 innings in a row now where the Coyotes have had bases juiced.
Except this one comes off a single. So if you're Gallardo, going to be looking to do the same thing here, driving a run, maybe 2. But at some point, the Coyotes are going to need to capitalize on all these base runners. Otherwise, this game could get out of hand quickly if they keep letting these chances slip away.
Gallardo came up in the second inning with the bases full, and he went down to the strikeout. This one lined into left field for a base hit. 1 run going to score. Stop sign going to be on for Carbajal. But this game's tied 1-1.
Like we just mentioned, play with fire, you're going to get burned. 3 innings in a row with the bases loaded. Finally yield some offense for the Coyotes off of 2 hard line drives into the outfield. And Eldridge is going to need to find something and find something quick if he wants to keep this at a tie game.
And this is what Eldridge wanted to avoid, is bringing up now the top of the lineup with runners in scoring position. It's Jacob Ginn, who's reached base 2 times, one by the walk, one by a single. He squared up to bunt, pulls back. It was ball upstairs.
Another squared bunt with the bases loaded. This is a interesting strategy from the Coyotes. They have not laid one down. Might just be playing mind games with the pitchers. It would be interesting to see if they ever do actually try and get the squeeze on.
This time right there, again, not squaring up to bunt as he takes strike 1 down the middle.
Are you a fan of the squeeze play?
Not in this situation. It depends. In different other scenarios, yeah, but here I think you got to just swing away.
I think definitely a strange strategy with the bases loaded. Home being a force out makes it a much easier play for the defense.
I like it when it's either second and third or just a runner on third, and you really need the run badly. I think right here you put the ball in play, good things could happen. Eldridge drops in that loopy breaking ball, but home plate umpire says it didn't drop in for a strike.
Missed just high with that curveball. If you're Ginn, you got to be thanking the umpire behind home plate that he didn't call that a strike. You get to see another pitch here. And if you are Eldridge, that is a tough break.
It's a 2-2 count now. This one hit towards the right side and will get through. Another run comes across. Coyotes take the lead. Here comes another. And Baker's going to be in there. Coyotes now take a 3-1 lead thanks to the 1-out RBI, 2 RBI single from Ginn.
And Ginn in these 2 strike counts is just doing a great job just poking it the other way. He has 2 opposite field ground ball singles, which I think is a testament to a great batter there with 2 strikes. He just finds a way to put the ball in play, and it finds the gap, gets into the outfield, and gives the Coyotes the lead here. Jacob Ginn, have yourself a day.
And Jacob Ginn, that is his 2nd hit on the season, and he just picked up RBI number 1 and 2. As Ginn going to force the throw down to second, and another run will come across. So the offensive play will work where Ginn was trying to get picked off or get into a pickle so that run could come across the score. And Owen Hill behind the plate decides to throw it all the way down.
And Bombers there with a mental lapse. Got to be aware of the situation. Runner on third, looking to come across. You never want to give up the base for free, but got to be smarter about how we throw down there.
So also Ginn moved up to second there as that ball went to the outfield. So man in scoring position now for Logan Wonko, 1 for 2 with the strikeout.
So you said that Jacob Ginn, first 2 hits of the season, both coming in this game. That is a way to get hot before the playoffs. That is exactly what you want to see if you are the Coyotes manager.
And now we'll get a pinch runner now for Ginn. And Ginn just helping himself out, too. We expect him to see him back on the mound for the top half of the 5th.
In line for the win now. If he can keep that lead preserved with some pitching, he has himself to thank for this lead. And you really can't ask for much more when you're a pitcher.
And yet again, it's another 3-ball count for Eldridge.
The Bombers still do not have anybody warming up in that pen, so Eldridge is going to need to find something here. Gets a pop-up up the third base line. Gets caught. Great play by the third baseman ranging back here. Nobody covering third, so the runner will advance, but with 2 outs, you will definitely take that if you are Nate Eldridge.
Yeah, Eldridge started off the inning with a line out on Henry Lomax, but after that, 5 straight hitters reach base until finally now he gets Wonko to fly out. And bring up the man who was the starting pitcher in the game for the Coyotes, went 2 innings, Javier Avalos.
Infield playing a little deeper right now, trying to keep this ball in the infield, give themselves a play. That second baseman is standing almost on the grass. But if anything gets into the outfield, it's definitely scoring that run. That one drops in for strike 1. Count moves to 1-1. If you're Eldridge here, though, you don't even want it to come to that. You're looking for the punch out. You're looking for a fly ball, looking for soft contact. Don't make your defense have to make a tough play.
There's no back pick over there, but won't be in time. It's now a 1-2 count on Avalos. Breaking ball gets Avalos foul tip, strike 3. So it was a long inning there for the Coyotes as they put up a 4 spot in the 4th. They now lead 4-1 heading to the top half of the 5th. We're here in the top half of the 5th. It is still Jacob Ginn on the mound who helped himself out in the bottom half of the 4th thanks to his 1-out, 2 RBI single.
It's going to be pinch hitter Miles Jackson in for Tyler Webster. We'll be looking to find a way back in this game. That one falls in for strike 2. And Ginn, after giving himself the lead, is looking to preserve it here, up 0-2 in this count. 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 0-2 in this count.
Ooh, that one just misses there. Maybe outside corner.
Yep,
Didn't quite get it.
just outside on that changeup.
This time he gets Jackson to chase as he'll foul it off.
If you're Jacob Ginn here, you got the momentum on your side. Just drove in 2 runs by yourself. Got to be feeling pretty good if you're standing up there on the mound.
Yeah, now just want to preserve that lead. It was a nice response to 1 run getting come across on him as this one's down the third baseline for a base hit. That one going to get cut off. Jackson will dig for second, but he'll be in there standing. It's a leadoff double for Jackson.
91 off the bat. That was absolutely ripped up the line. Honestly, a pretty good throw in from the left fielder over there. Just not quite on the base, and Jackson will have second standing. So leadoff runner aboard here for the Bombers. Going to be looking to try and get this lead back from the Coyotes. And if you're Jacob Ginn, you just need 3 outs. If that run comes across, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but you would still have the lead as long as you can force 3 outs.
It's back-to-back innings now that the Bombers have had their leadoff man on. And last time they scored a run. Brings up Luke Gordon, who is 1 for 1 with a single. That ball in the dirt, going to kick all the way back to the pitcher again. So Jackson will move up another 90 feet. It's a 2-0 count now to Gordon.
Ginn struggled early last inning, figured it out, got out of it. His catcher holding his shoulder a little bit there, so hopefully he's okay. The ump going to take the ball to the mound for the catcher there as he rolls out his shoulder. Hoping that we don't get any injuries right before the playoffs are about to start.
Yeah, that ball kicked up a long ways after Raymond blocked that one in the dirt. Like I mentioned, that one went all the way back to the pitcher again.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those in the past couple games. It's kind of funny to say the dirt here is very bouncy, but it almost feels like it. We've seen balls in the dirt almost get up over the netting here behind home plate.
This one's lined out to center field. Baker going to have the put out, but a run will come across, and the Bombers cut the lead in half. It's now 4-2.
So that run does end up scoring, but if you are the Coyotes just trying to preserve this lead here, Jacob Ginn is in line for the win, so don't need to do anything too crazy. Just need to preserve this 2-run lead.
First pitch swinging is Humphrey. Up the middle. It's going to get underneath the glove of the shortstop, Garado. So that one should go down as an E6. And just when the bases were cleared, now a runner right back on. We're going to see a pinch hitter now for the Bombers. Going to be number 23, Anthony Milo, replacing Jaden Labit.
And you want to talk about pop. Anthony Milo has pop. He had a 401-foot homer here the other day. If he can find it again here, that would tie the ball game. And that is probably what he is looking to do. He is their everyday starter at first, but didn't get the start today, but comes in off the bench looking to tie the game.
He's coming in with the 414. batting average, OPS over 1,000. He's very susceptible to the strikeouts. He has team tying 10 strikeouts on the season. This is the count now, even 2-2.
Very Kyle Schwarber-esque approach. Quite a few strikeouts, but does have that home run potential. And you will take it when runs are hard to come by.
Again, we'll check over on Humphrey, and the field umpire will call a balk.
That is not what you were looking for Jacob Ginn. That runner moves into scoring position now, and Milo now doesn't need to put anything in the gap. Anything into the outfield should be good enough to score Humphrey.
That's been a self-inflicted wound here with that runner Humphrey, because he reached on the E6 and now moves to second on the balk. That one just misses low. Count now full.
Big pitch here for Ginn. Don't want to put the tying run on. Looking for an out here. Going to go ahead and step off and reset this pitch here. Milo steps back in, and everybody in this building knows how important this pitch is.
3-2, he gets Milo swinging. Two outs, now trying to leave the runner stranded.
Big pitch there from Jacob Ginn. Finds the strikeout. 2 outs now, trying to keep this runner on second. And if he can do that, Coyotes will be 6 outs away from the win and possibly getting up to that 7 seed for playoffs and probably into a rematch with this Bombers team. And you would feel pretty good going into that rematch if you can pull out the win here.
Yeah, it's a much needed win as Coyotes and Blue Sox. This one grounded towards third base side. Lomax on to first, and he'll get Upmeyer with 1 pitch. Bombers do scratch across another run to cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 heading to the bottom half of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th now here at Palm Springs Stadium, where the Coyotes lead 4-2 over the Bombers. Ethan Oliveira is joined by Luke Dreyer. before that last out, we were talking about how big this Coyotes win can be, and, you know, they wouldn't mind facing the Bombers again because Coyotes are tied right now in 7th place with the Blue Sox at 5-12. This is indeed the Coyotes' last game of the season, and the Blue Sox will be taking on the Bombers tomorrow, which will be their last game. So if Bombers can defeat the Blue Sox, they would be in a rematch with the Coyotes as playoffs. 2 plays 7, 1 plays 8, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. This one dribbled over to the new pitcher McGowan, and he'll tag out Safford.
So the Coyotes might not be Bombers fans today. They're looking to knock them off, but they will definitely be Bombers fans tomorrow, as if the Bombers can beat the Blue Sox, if the Coyotes win today, Coyotes will get that 7 seed and get this rematch.
And Mizukami first pitch hacking onto short for out number 2. So nice work here from McGowan, who's coming in relief to replace Eldridge. And I think, at least for me, Luke, and I think anyone with their right mind, never wants to play the 1 seed. 8 versus 1 is never a good matchup. So it's either going to be Blue Sox or Coyotes taking on the Lumberjacks on Sunday, July 5th.
I think especially knowing who the 1 seed is in this bracket, you do not want the Lumberjacks in the first round. Thought that was going to be strike 3 there, just misses low. Catcher was ready for the throw down to end the inning, but just missed, and Lomax will see if he can extend this inning here.
And this time, he'll get Lomax swinging for out number 3. That was a quick 1-2-3 inning of work from McGowan, trying to get his Bombers bats going to try to tie or take this lead, as we'll be right back for the 6th. Leading off here in the top half of the 6th is going to be Jason McGowan trying to help himself out, try to ramp up a comeback win here late. He's first pitch swinging, gobbled up by Carbajal. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nice work for Ginn.
So Ginn wins the pitcher's duel right there. Gets McGowan to roll over on the ground to first, and he is trying to preserve this win. Good work today from Ginn, only allowing 2 runs through 4 innings. Excuse me, 2 runs through 3 innings, but looking for the 4th inning right here.
Coyotes do have someone loosening in the bullpen, as this is Ginn's 4th inning of work. This one lined out to left field. Caught for out number 2.
Again, looking to work quickly here. Maybe he'll get back out there for the 7th if he can get out of here quite quickly. 2 outs and 3 pitches. If you're Owen Hill, you might just have to take a pitch here and get this pitch count up to try and face somebody else, because Ginn has been absolutely lights out today.
I mean, man, if Ginn can go 1, 2, 3 here, it'd be the fastest full inning I think I've ever called, as McGowan's bottom half of the 5th was, I mean, at least it's had to be only a minute long. And right here, we're rolling up on a minute. Counts even now, 1-1.
Pitchers have definitely been working quickly today. Back on the mound. A lot of them don't pitch from the windup anymore. A lot of them are just pitching from the stretch. So these pitches come in quite a bit faster than normal.
Hill's 0 for 2. He did reach base back in the 4th from the air in right field from Saffer. 2-1 hack. He puts a drive in this one out to center field, but it's going to hang up in the air for Baker. And it's a nice 1-2-3 inning from Ginn. We're heading to the bottom half of the 6th. Bottom half of the 6th now. We're having 5th pitcher of the day for the Bombers. It's number 10, Brayan Ayers, replacing Jace McGowan. Ayers, this is his 7th appearance on the season, has pitched in 18 innings, coming in with the ERA of 7.50. Hard throwing lefty. It's the second lefty pitcher that the Coyotes will face today. The Coyotes trying to tack on some more insurance runs here. They'll lead off with Caden Raymond. All 4 runs for the Coyotes came in that 4th inning, where the first 5 men reached base. 3-1 count now on Raymond. Big 3-1 hack, fouled straight back. Ayers trying to match what McGowan did the inning before this. He had a nice 1-2-3 inning, which that inning, top half of the inning, probably lasted a minute long.
Pretty quick work so far, other than the 4th inning. Only 1 run outside of that inning as gets the strikeout. Good pitch there.
Ayers bounces back after falling behind in the count to punch out Raymond. These 8, 9, 10 hitters have been a tough put out here today as Carbajal will reach base for the 3rd straight time, and he has reached all 3 times from a free pass.
Well, sometimes all you got to do is step up to the plate to get on, and Carbajal been the beneficiary of a little bit of mislocation from these Bombers pitchers. Coyotes looking for an insurance run here from the bottom of their lineup once again, and Jacob Ginn might have the chance to give himself that insurance run if he were to come back out for the top of the 7th, excuse me.
And the 8, 9, 10 hitters have only been retired once.
You know, that is something you love to see from the Coyotes right before the playoffs. If you can get the bottom of your order going, it just makes it that much harder to get out of these innings.
And I probably just announcer jinxed that one, as now Baker is retired on the flyout. But nonetheless, like you said, it's always good when it's not just one half of your lineup doing most of the damage, because then if you can work through that part, it almost feels like a breeze or take some pressure off of that pitcher when you get lower into the lineups.
Yeah, if the bottom of your order can produce offense, you're doing something correctly. And it really takes the pressure off the top of your lineup to produce all the runs. And that has been what the Bombers have struggled with today.
As the runner will take off for second, and Carbajal will be in there safely, and this ball rolls to center field, so now he'll move up to third. Coyotes just 90 feet away from tacking on an insurance run. That's why, Luke, your Dodgers are so hard against every pitcher when they come into pitch, because it's really 1 through 9 where you just get no breaks in this lineup. Okay, you got Shohei Ohtani out, but you got Mookie Betts behind him. Okay, you got him out, now you got Freddie Freeman. It's just a snowball effect. So when your lineup is built like that, that pitcher is going to be very fatigued, I guarantee you, after his start.
Yeah, Dodgers lineup is definitely deep, and when you can get production from the guys down the order, like this season it's been Dalton Rushing and Andy Pages early in the year, that one is going to drop in and score a run. Coyotes will get that insurance run to make it 5-2 in this ball game on that little blooper over the first baseman's head. But yeah, talking about those Dodgers, just so tough to get out because the pitchers just really never get a break. Muncy, Pages, Rushing, all bat 6 through 8 at some points during the year. And when those guys are 6 through 8 hitters with OPSs of 800 or 900, you are going to win a lot of games.
We just seen the production right there from Gallardo. So now it's been the 8 through 10 hitters. They've had 9 plate appearances, and they've only been sat down twice. So, I mean, that's 8 for 10 from your 8 through 10 hitters. That's pretty impressive there.
That is very impressive work from these guys down the order.
As the runner will try to take off for second again, but he will be gunned down by Hill. But the Coyotes do add on an insurance run. They're 3 outs away from ending their last game of the regular season on a win. We're here in the last frame at Palm Springs Stadium where the Coyotes are 3 outs away from picking up a win in their last regular season game. And it will be Jacob Ginn back out for his 5th inning of work. And first pitch will be through the 5-6 hole for a base hit for Abramian.
So the Coyotes had an extra run come across in the bottom of the 6th. Ginn will love to see that. But the one thing that puzzles me is the Coyotes had a bullpen guy warming up last inning. They've since sat him, and he is not warming up this inning, as that is going to drop. And now you have runners on first and second with nobody warming up in the bullpen. And Jacob Ginn has pitched very well up to this point. He's gone 4 innings, only given up 2 runs, but oh, it looks like they're going to pull him right now. So they did have a pitcher ready, even though he wasn't warming up. So great outing today from Jacob Ginn. He will be responsible for the runners on first and second, but he is still in line for the win as long as they can keep this lead.
Back here after the pitching change from the Coyotes. It's going to be number 19, Owen Castellanos, replacing Ginn. Ginn's 2 inherited runners on first and second. It's going to bring up Miles Jackson, who came in to pinch hit in the 5th. So he's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. There's a late time call there as the umpire grants Jackson with time. Castellanos has been the best reliever for this Coyotes team, and if not in the PSEL. Has pitched in 17 innings and an ERA of just 2.65, 22 strikeouts on 9 walks. And he's coming in a big spot here, trying to close it down and get the save and get Ginn the win. But it quickly falls behind Jackson, now 3-0. This one catches the inside corner for strike 1. And you don't want to put the tying run on base here, so this is a big at-bat here for Castellanos. That one just misses the outside corner there. It should be...
That should have been ball 4. I guess I just missed that one. Interesting.
So we are going to have a 3-2 count here. So pitch for that appeared to be 2-2. But now count will be full. Runners on first and second with nobody out. And this one yanked way outside for ball 4. Now the tying run is on first base. brings to the plate Luke Gordon. 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI sac fly. And Jackson has some speed over there at first base, so a ball hit towards the gap could easily tie this ball game at 5. Another one misses outside. You see what Castellanos is trying to land that slider on the outside corner, but is just missing.
And not getting the call. Might have to pivot his game plan here. If he can't land that slider, he's going to be in trouble.
Goes back to the slider again. This one low. It's 2-0 now.
And if you are Castellanos, you cannot walk in a run here. That would put the tying run on second. You got to find a way to throw a ball in the zone here. If it gets hit, it gets hit, but you cannot walk it in.
And it's now ball 3. (3-0) count now. Castellanos trying to battle back in this at-bat, but it will be a 4-pitch walk to Gordon. Now back-to-back given up by Castellanos. And now just a base hit towards the outfield could tie the ball game.
And Coyotes pitching change coming back to bite him a little bit. Ginn is responsible for that run, so he will get tagged with the earned run there. But Castellanos got to find something and got to find it quickly. You have force out at any base. Prefer something on the ground for a possible double play, but you need something.
Again, just unable to land the slider. Another first pitch ball, and that doesn't help his case at all. Is falling behind in these counts, you're setting up these Bombers with hitters' counts.
7 straight balls now for Castellanos. Finds the zone with that one, though. So he needs to do more of that if the Coyotes are going to hang on to this lead and get this win.
Tying run on second, go ahead run on first. Bases are full, still nobody out. Other breaking ball, and the Bombers will be glad if Castellanos wants to keep firing in those breaking balls because they're just sitting on them.
Yeah, you're going to have to change it up a little bit because now if you put that breaking ball in the zone, it might just get pieced back into the outfield.
It's another 3-ball count for Castellanos. He's in danger of walking his 3rd in a row.
Coach is going to come out and have a mound visit now. You're going to put Henry Lomax on the mound, it looks like. And tough day for Castellanos.
So that will be the end for Castellanos, and it looks like indeed we will get Henry Lomax in relief, and we'll be right back after this break. back here in the top half of the 7th, where we see a rare pitching change mid-at-bat with the 3-1 count. It's going to be Henry Lomax replacing Owen Castellanos. The runner at third is Kavanoff. Runner at second, Jackson. Runner at first, Gordon. And first pitch from Lomax is high for ball 4. So now Bombers just trail by 1. So all of Ginn's inherited runners have now come in. So now the runners at all the runners on the base pass are Castellanos. And this one through the right side for a base hit. This game's tied now at 5 thanks to Anthony Milo's RBI single.
So Lomax comes in, 1 ball and then a hit. Gives up 2 runs on 2 pitches. Just a tough way to start. And I think the person that is most upset in this building is Jacob Ginn. He was in line for the win, gave up 2 singles to start the inning, and just still no outs in this inning. And Henry Lomax might be going back to his eephus pitch. So a couple days ago, I was fortunate enough to be in the booth when he started doing this, and he threw 3 innings of no-hit baseball with this eephus pitch. There's a fastball again, but hitters were just baffled by it. I think he tried it again yesterday against the Grizzlies to less success, but it is certainly an interesting strategy. The infield super in.
And this one's skied, but it's going to go out of play, luckily for Uppmeyer.
So we'll see if he keeps going back to this eephus or if he's going to keep throwing these fastballs. Gotta find a way to get out of this inning.
The Coyotes now still looking for their first out of the inning. There's the eephus. This one lined into left field for a base hit. 2 runs will come across to score. Bombers now lead 7-5 here in the 7th.
There is that eephus pitch again, coming in at just 48 miles an hour, but that one does not fool the batter. Absolutely ripped into the gap in left field. And with 5 runs coming across for the Bombers, they have found a way to win this game, at least for the moment. Coyotes will get a second chance in the bottom of this inning, but
and here comes the runner to the plate now. There's going to be a play at the plate, and he's out. So we've seen the Coyotes run that offensive play earlier, and it worked out for them. Bombers try to steal a page out of their playbook, but this time it won't work. That's a great job to cut off a run and collect the first out of the inning.
Good awareness there by the Coyotes, not getting fooled by a trick play they tried earlier. Good throw down, good throw back, and they get the tag out. So now 1 out in the inning. Lomax will step off, but Coyotes still need to find a way out of this. And then they're going to need to find at least 2 runs to force it into extras or 3 ones to get their win. But runs have been hard to come by.
And you could never count this Bombers team out coming into this game. They are on a 10-game win streak, or their last 10 games, they're 10-0. And Bombers sitting at a 13-3 record, looking to improve to 14-3 if they can keep tagging along runs and shut the Coyotes down in the bottom half.
Their offense was stifled a little bit today, but they just kept digging, had some hard liners into the outfield, and drew a couple walks, and now are sitting in the lead. And really the driver's seat of this game, especially if they can get that run across. They'll go from having been down 3 runs to start the inning to possibly up 3 runs going into the bottom, which would be absolutely heartbreaking for the Coyotes.
And Uppmeyer will take off for third, and he'll be in there standing.
See that Ephus come out again. You're not going to get a chance to throw down on a steal off that pitch, but they can't get the frame either, and now it's 3-1.
Now an outside corner, now strike 2.
So full count here. Need it if you're Lomax. Do not want to put this guy on for Brayton Ayers, who has been quite hot this year.
Breaking ball, hit out to center field. A little slip out there from Baker, but he'll reset and make the play for out number 2. But McGowan will be credited with the sac fly. And the Bombers pick up another insurance run. They lead by 3.
So that run does come across the score. Bombers up 8-5 now. And if you're the Coyotes, after this game, if you can't find a way to come back in the bottom of the 7th, you're going to be sitting here scratching your head wondering, how did we lose this game?
Just an absolute gut punch here in the 7th.
Coming in, fighting for the 7 seed. Looked like you had it locked up, and you're going to get a rematch with this Bomber squad. And now, after just the absolutely tragic 7th inning, you might be facing off with the powerhouse Lumberjacks in the first round of the playoffs.
And this one's popped up to the shortstop Garado, and he's got it for out number 3. But before all that, the Bombers put up a crooked number here in the 7th. They have so far, they're 3 outs away from completing the miraculous comeback here against the Coyotes. They lead 8-5 as we head to the bottom half. Coyotes down to their final 3 outs. After going into the 7th, 5-2, trying to close out the game to get the win. The Bombers put up 6 runs in the top half of this inning, so now the Coyotes trying to spark a comeback of their own. They got 3 outs to do it, and we've seen stranger things happen before.
It's going to be Lucas Sale on the mound now for the Bombers, as he will try and get the save. But you really got to be thinking here.
And it'll be caught by Upmeyer for out number 1. So not a good start there. If really how we see it go. If you want to mount any comeback, especially in the 9th, I feel like the leadoff man is so important.
Definitely is. We saw the leadoff man get aboard last inning for the Bombers, but the Coyotes cannot do the same, and now they're down to just 2 outs, trying to get 3 runs back across. But like we were going to say, if you are the Coyotes here, that one ripped up the line but foul. It has just been an absolutely unfortunate day. You led for all but the top of the 4th, up by 3 for most of it, and now you go in and you are down by 3. Now I'm going to skip away for ball number 2, but I mean, it is just one of those days, and if you're the Coyotes going into the playoffs, this is just not how you want to do it. You did see some good things that you can take away from today, but just super unfortunate to lose this way.
Yeah, it really just fell apart there in the 7th inning. It was 7 men. 7 men came up to the plate, and all 7 reached in that 7th inning. And so it was really just the bullpen that kind of fell apart there. Again, started off the inning, gave up back-to-back base hits. Then Castellanos came in, and like I mentioned, he's one of the best relievers probably in the PSCL, coming in with the 2 ERA, and gave up back-to-back walks. Lomax came in, gave up a walk, 2 base hits, and a sac fly. So just couldn't piece it all together to finish this ball game, and that's got to be the worst thing. Is you'd mentioned it. You go into the last inning leading, playing a great ball game against a tough 2-seeded Bombers, and 1 inning just kills the whole game.
Yep. It's just not what you want to see if you are Coyotes.
There's a pinch hitter now. It's Tyler Langbin. As the Coyotes are down to their final out.
That one going to get back up the middle. Might have some life here for the Coyotes.
So you're saying there's a chance. A 2-out base hit from Langbin. Now bring up Paul Saffer. He's first pitch hacking. Hopefully this one reaches the seats for the Coyotes, and it will.
So runner on first. Still need another base runner, though, if you want to tie this game. And down to the last 2 strikes here. Coyotes are going to need to find a way. Do you believe in miracles?
And now it's just past the baton. And this one down the right field line for a base hit. Langbin will go to third. Saffer will stay put at first. It's back-to-back base hits from the Coyotes, and now the tying run coming up to the dish.
So Jaden Mizukami here just looking to, again, just extend the inning, find a way to give your offense a chance. And if he can get on here, Coyotes might have something brewing with a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 7th.
And it is possible, but it's going to be very rare if Mizukami can tie this one in one swing. He does not have a home run recorded on the season. And just 3 runs batted in as well. But he is head now 2-0 against Sale.
Definitely not out of the question, but I wouldn't bet on it. I would like to see him reach here, though. Load the bases, give Lomax a chance. That one misses just low. Count goes to 3-0 here, so.
Sale upset there on the mound. He's put his hands up asking home plate umpire, where did that one miss?
My TrackMan tells me that it was just low.
And that one for sure low as it hits the dirt. Coyotes will load the bases now. The tying run now on first.
And Henry Lomax with a chance to go down in what is probably PSCL history here if he can hit a walk-off grand slam.
Do you believe? That is the question here.
I mean,
we've seen a lot of comebacks this season in the PSCL.
There have
a lot
been
of comebacks.
a lot of comebacks this season. Coyotes have been victim to a few, including one today if the Bombers get to hang on here. But the double 7th inning comeback would be fun to watch. And Henry Lomax, honestly, probably just looking for something in play here. If he is swinging for the fences, he can put it out there, but ideally just looking for something up the line or in the gap that has a chance to score 3 runs.
Sale also coming in, one of the probably best relievers in the PSEO. He's pitched in 7 innings, ERA of 2.57, and that was his first walk given up this season.
4-pitch walk, looking to battle back here and close out this game for the save, but Henry Lomax has other thoughts.
He's first pitch hacking it, fouled straight back.
That was a hard swing. He was trying to tie or give himself the lead. Fastball down the middle. If he connected, that might have been out of here.
And as that ball is going to get away, so now the tying run at second. It's Langbin who comes in to score. It's 8-6 now.
And almost more importantly, that takes off the put out at every base but first. So if there is a hard grounder, a tough play to the left side of the infield here, they have to throw it down to first.
It's a 1-1 count to Lomax. Base hit towards the outfield. You got to believe Windmill's on. And it's hit out to left field, but
not going to have enough.
Camp's right underneath it for out number 3. So no late inning heroics there from the Coyotes. The Bombers will hang on thanks to their 6-run 7th inning. They win by a score of 8-6. And Luke, just give us your thoughts about this ball game.
I mean, the Coyotes were in the driver's seat from the 4th inning on. No runs through the first 3. Coyotes put up 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th. And then we're in the driver's seat until the top of the 7th. They decided to pull Jacob Ginn after giving up 2 base hits. And things just spiraled out of control from there. Gave up 6 runs. Couldn't seem to get out of the inning. And despite a solid effort in the bottom of the 7th, they just couldn't quite come up with the win. And now they will get to face the Lumberjacks in the first round of the playoffs. So they'll need to prepare. They have the day off tomorrow. We'll see what they can muster up, but not the best way to close out the regular season if you're the Coyotes. And if you're the Bombers, that's got to give you some confidence going into the playoffs that you can come back in this game no matter what's going on. They'll be looking to beat the Blue Sox tomorrow. Are they on the turf field or are they out back on here?
Blue Sox should be here tomorrow in that ball game, taking on the Bombers. Let me quick fact check that one. Tomorrow, yes, 9 a.m. Bombers, Blue Sox here on Palm Springs Stadium. So that's definitely a game to look out for. I think since the Coyotes lost, either way, if Blue Sox win or lose, they still should be the 7th seed and will take on the Bombers. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Ethan Oliveros, and for Luke Dreyer, thank you guys for joining us. In 30 minutes or so from now, we will see Game 2 here at the stadium. It's going to be the Bootleggers taking on the Haymakers. You guys have a good rest of your day.